YouTube stream.
Yeah, it's coming back on though.
Oh dear.
Good one.
Click the wrong button.
That's not bad. That's the first time ever, isn't it?
Yeah, first time I've ever ended the stream.
You shut down the wrong stream, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So is it going to open up a new stream?
I think so. There's no viewers. It says I'm live again. So might have to wait.
Oh yeah, because it's still saying the old one's live still.
Is it?
And the new, yeah.
You've got the appropriate Homer Simpson there. Door.
Well, it is the same one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I just heard myself.
Is it next stream or was that?
It's just I've just heard myself, so it's working. But
is it back on the same one or?
I've clicked on the new stream and I'm the only one in there so far. Hello, me. You're talking to me. I was going to say, if anyone's in the old chat.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. I don't know. They might all still be over there going, what's going on? I don't know where everyone is. It's got the same title, hasn't it? Should have the same title. Yeah, 5 people. Oh, yeah, coming back. I wanted to... what I was after doing was recording this, but just so I
bring for topographical flatness, and I say neither. I'm measuring an angle, and that angle has a definition.
90.
And part of its definition is a flat Earth that you're standing on to measure it.
But no. The whole point of the elevation angle in celestial navigation, because it's celestial navigation that we're
catchy, short, understandable phrase, measured flat, is perfectly acceptable. Until you get to the point where you say, well, what are you measuring? Are you measuring for flat distance? Or are you measuring for topographical flatness? And I say neither. I'm measuring an angle. And that angle has a definition.
90.
And part of its definition is a flat Earth that you're standing on to measure it.
But no. The whole point of the elevation angle in celestial navigation, because it's celestial navigation that we're speaking about here. We're not talking about the elevation angle even in surveying here, just celestial navigation. The whole point of that is to gain a horizontal distance between the observer and the GP point of the celestial body. Now, you claimed the other day.
Feet. Brian says.
Here, just celestial navigation. The whole point of that is to gain a horizontal distance between the observer and the GP point of the celestial body. Now,
see, Brian's telling him that the whole point of measuring the angle is to get a horizontal distance. But I would point out we've got a saying. You can do fuck all with an angle. And Brian says you measure an angle to get a horizontal distance.
No offense to Brian, but how did you get what he said? Because honestly,
could you not hear
it all blurred into one. I think he was talking really fast, and it was also waffle. My brain just went, no, thanks.
I don't want to go over it again. I think that's what he said.
I don't need to hear it again.
Yeah.
Claimed the other day because ye got pedantic about it. And you claim...
I don't know if he thinks he's ye or whether that's I don't know. Has Brian been
I
using
thought that was
ye?
Kanye.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure I've never heard Brian call anyone ye before, because ye is Kanye, isn't it?
That's no. I think that's you and me combined.
Just fight and talk, Nathan. Fight and talk.
Well, it's the Irish Kanye. Pretty sure.
The other day, right? You did claim that adjacent length is not a measurement.
That's correct.
You said only the angle is a measurement. Now the angle is a vertical, so it's a measurement of the vertical. You said the adjacent length was a calculation.
Stop. You keep saying the angle's the vertical. It isn't. It's two straight lines meeting at a vertex. One of those straight lines is a flat Earth.
No.
Hang on, does that mean triangles equal flat?
Well,
no,
the angle. The angle isn't two straight lines. The angle is the inclination of one straight line to another straight line. Are the lines part of the angle? Or is the angle just the measurement between the two lines? Don't know. Well, I do. The lines are required for the measurement, but the measurement is the angle, not the lines.
Yeah.
And that's giving it a number too. That's actually, doesn't have to be that. It could be it may not be 360. That's just that's what's given.
Yeah, not more than, right? No spherical excess on a circle.
Well, no, I mean it could be broken down into 3,600.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It could be 300. It's just free. It has to be 360, right? A number, particular number. Anyway.
Oh, Nathan, the elevation angle is a vertical measurement using a horizontal plane. But
That's
it is
two
a
lines.
vertical measurement.
Yeah, using a horizontal plane for the measurement.
I'm pretty sure we've said this to Nathan, the angle is just an angle measured on the vertical plane. That's it. Brian seems to be like he may have watched one of our early videos when we were talking to Nathan at the beginning of the year, or maybe when we were talking to the Globe guys about the angles over the the years that we've been around.
Doesn't Brian need to be careful though?
Well,
because people have been through this before. This all sounds, a little bit familiar. So I don't know. I feel like Brian, if he pushes this too much, he's gonna get banned, and
it's gonna be called a Bevite soon. Do you reckon? How close is he?
Well, this is what I mean. But is this a play to get Brian in? Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just sit back and watch.
It's
the
very friendly, though, right? This, whatever you're watching here, is a very friendly version of things that have already happened before, and Nathan has reacted a lot more violently than this. I mean, some of the things I've been called personally.
Yeah. Has Nathan sworn yet in this? I don't think I've heard him swear at
He was
Brian.
doing a little bit of huffing and puffing a bit earlier.
Yeah, but no swearing, and no, he hasn't got that real angry voice on yet either, has he?
No.
I think I heard him say please as well. Possibly.
Mm.
Oh.
Maybe come. I don't know.
Cannot confirm.
Yeah, we're using, not measuring, but within your claim, you're not measuring. You just claimed the other day that only the angle part is the measurement. The length along the adjacent is a calculation.
That's correct.
That's correct. That's correct.
Right. That means that you're not measuring flat.
Yes, you are. Part of the angle
Because
measurement is a flat Earth.
No, you're referencing flat to make a vertical angle measurement.
Yeah, part of the measurement
Within
is
your
flat,
claim.
which
I'm
is
just pointing out
yes,
your
you're
own
correct. Yeah, at this point, yes, this is where I say, okay, based on how you've caveated, the reference plane that is part of the angle measurement is flat. Therefore, not acceptable to abbreviate to measured flat. I don't agree, and I'm happy for you to disagree. But we can't move forward on this. You understand
No.
implicitly what is being done. You are referencing a plane as part of the angle measurement that is a flat Earth prerequisite. I say measured flat.
And that's it. Nathan said he's just intrinsically linked to flat Earth to part of an angle. So, therefore, anytime you measure this angle, you have intrinsically linked the flat Earth to the angle. Of course, Nathan has never measured an angle that he's talking about.
As yet.
Mm.
Not that we've seen, I don't think. Anyway, you know, like you'd be proud of the fact that you've measured an angle, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, if he could do it at sea, he could save a few lives at the same time. I mean, he owes it really to society to go out on a boat somewhere and measure an angle, save a few lives, and document it.
The angle crusades.
Yeah.
Well, I have no. Look, if you want to use the term measure flat, no, that's fine. I don't. That's not my problem, right? I understand why you use that term, and my problem wasn't that. My problem, right, started off the other day with you.
See, I do have a bit of a problem with him using measured flat, but Brian says he doesn't.
You accept other people's opinions about things, you know, because you've got your own opinion. So well, it's just someone else's opinion, right?
Brian, at the beginning, if you can remember, though, said he had a problem with Nathan using the term measured flat.
Yeah.
But now he's just said he doesn't have a problem with him measuring flat. And this is how flaky the flat earthers are.
Yeah.
He's coming up against Nathan Oakley. He best contradict himself just to, you know, put Nathan at ease.
Yeah. I mean, whose channel is that he's on? Or, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably thinking, I know I came in here to say that, you know, I had a problem with measured flat. I best tell him I don't have a problem with it. And then go straight back to having a problem with it. It is flat earth debate, anyway.
Jumping on Neil, right, when technically you using that phrase requires caveats in reality to really make the point. So Neil could say the same thing, that he could say, well, it sounds ridiculous till I go through all these caveats, and then you can see what I mean by it.
Yeah, what did he say? What did I object to?
Well, he said, you objected to him saying it's hashtag globe is measured flat.
It's because it's absurd.
Yeah, globe.
It does sound...
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Imagine saying it's measured flat. That's absurd. Nathan does say it's measured flat, though, doesn't he?
Absurd, but it does sound absurd, but to some people, hashtag measured flat sounds absurd as well until you add in caveats.
No, it's
Well,
not
you
absurd.
have to add in
I
caveats.
can justify it 6 ways. It's not absurd. I can just have justified it 6 ways from Sunday. You can't ever justify globe measured flat. It's an utterly absurd contradiction in terms.
But
measured flat is a contradiction in terms. It's impossible to be able to do it, Nathan. Many people have attempted to tell you this. Somebody saying the globe's measured flat might have been a wake-up call for you to realise that you can't make those ridiculous claims either.
But the point is that when you add in caveats, it doesn't. Well, it does sound ridiculous to adding caveats, and then you can explain what Neil could explain what he.
Once you explain that flat isn't actually flat, a nice caveat.
Meant by that statement. The same has to be true for hashtag measured flat.
No, it's not.
Because you must add.
No,
it is.
it's
you
not.
Must add
It's not a contradiction in terms, and it's not absurd. No.
It is. Well, it is. Well,
It's just impossible.
The other day, right? You and John and other people claimed that the adjacent length was just a calculation.
Right.
See, now Brian's just used adjacent length.
That means the whole flat part of it, because flat is not synonymous, although I think it should be, it's not synonymous with vertical.
Again, Brian doubles down on flat being synonymous with vertical. So you can, measure the earth flat by measuring a vertical. So you'd definitely be able to do that, right? All of the measurements of elevation changes are on the vertical datum. If Brian gets his way and makes flat synonymous with vertical, then you can measure any distance on the vertical datum. You could literally measure it to be not flat, would be a measurement of flatness due to Brian's synonym thing.
Yeah.
Let's just give it a synonym. Like give orientation a synonym. That'll help Nathan out. Brilliant.
That means
logic.
the only actual measurement you have is a vertical, using a horizontal plane. But that's not measured flat. That's measured vertical.
Using a horizontal plane? That's not measuring flat.
So what?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's part of. Yes,
it's your
responding.
Statement. Your statement is hashtag measured flat.
Yes, it is. It's part of the bleeding measurement. You just described it.
Why is the measurement? What are you measuring?
It's got a measurement of an angle, 60 odd degrees or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's a number. Which part of that is flat Earth? Which part of it is a line? It's an angle. Which part of an angle is a line? Ask yourself that. And Nathan will tell you it's the flat Earth part.
A flat Earth and an imaginary line to an object in the sky.
If you're measuring a flat Earth, then you have to be measuring the adjacent length. The thing.
No, you don't have to get the length.
Let me get that again.
Yes, it is. It's part of the bleeding measurement. You just described it.
Why is the measurement? What are you measuring?
A flat Earth and an imaginary line to an object in the sky.
If you're measuring...
That's what you're measuring. A flat Earth and an imaginary line to a light in the sky.
So flat Earth is one of these lines, he's saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is obviously not true.
Part of an
But this
angle. I mean, it sounds like quite a large part of an angle, doesn't it? The flat Earth and the imaginary line to a light in the sky. Largely unstated whenever you measure angles normally. Perhaps you went through your entire schoolhood without being told about these parts of an angle. They're not even stated in any mathematical books or anything. Flat Earth. Definitions. Fantastic.
Measuring a flat Earth, then you have to be measuring the adjacent length. The thing.
No, you don't have to get the length. You just need the adjacent.
You don't need the length. You just need the adjacent. Like, just hand me that adjacent, will you? Part of an angle. Have a look in the flat Earth part. I'm sure you'll find the adjacent there somewhere. Like, he doesn't realise. Go on.
As long as it's not hypotenuse, isn't it?
Yeah. But, like, he doesn't realise you need the length of it. Because that's what the adjacent is. It's a side of a triangle. It has a length. You can't have a lengthless adjacent. It's just a fucking angle. Is he noticing, or like, completely unaware, like geometrically illiterate? You'd have to say.
Yeah. Sadly, yeah. But I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
If he wants to come in, we've always been here.
Just so a mistake again, adjacent. It's probably going to happen a lot.
No, but you say you're measuring a flat earth and you're measuring a height of a celestial body.
That's correct.
But the other day you said the only part of that whole process as a measurement is the elevation.
Yeah, the height
is the angle. But
the height's not a distance, though, is it?
The height's not a distance. Really? Really? That's got to be a distance, right? It's one of the distances, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you're going to struggle to create a triangle without it.
Height. Half length times height. Isn't that one of the calculations for the area of a triangle? Like, H is literally part of the area calculation of a triangle. Yes, it's a distance, Nathan. Again. And, there are other people there in that room, in the Discord, in the Skype or whatever G Plus hangout he has. And nobody's saying anything to him. One J to listen to.
The height of a celestial body.
That's correct.
But the other day you said the only part of that whole process as a measurement is the elevation.
Yeah, the height
is the angle. But
the height's not a distance, though, is it?
Yes, of a triangle. Yes, it's a height.
Elevation angle is very specifically not the star's height. It's the angle with respect to a flat Earth. That's all it is.
Yes, but it's a vertical. The point
It's just an angle with relation to the flat Earth, but no adjacent distance and no height. But he thinks it's a right-angled triangle because he's calling it an adjacent.
Yeah. Well done. That's it.
Totally confused. Typical flat earther, you'd have to say.
Certainly model afflicted.
Claims to be the tip of the spear, but knows absolutely zero about any geometric aspects. It's a shame.
I'm trying to get across to you that you're fighting hard against is your claims the other day contradict hashtag measured flat. You're
It doesn't.
contradicting
I'm
yourself.
saying the distance is measured flat.
Well, the distance is the only part of that is flat, technically.
No, there's multitudes of parts of it that are flat. Parallels, eye levels, what's the one? Perpendiculars.
What's the other one?
Perpendiculars are flat. Maybe the north, south, east, west perpendicular. But a vertical isn't flat, is it?
Not on a flat Earth. I suppose he must be talking north, south, east.
Does he want like mountains and valleys and all of that to be flat too?
It would help, I think.
Well, it would definitely help Nathan. Like any measurement, horizontal or vertical.
It depends on the scale. It's the scale, isn't it? If the flat Earth scale might be, who knows where one is on the vertical scale. Where is one? When does one start? Does one start at 0?
Like
we talked about it
Nathan
earlier.
says that parallels are flat. Well, the definition for parallels is two straight lines lying within the same plane. So surely he means the plane, not the parallels, right? Nathan's just confused. Parallels, perpendiculars. Is he talking about that because the perpendicular, is part of plane geometry, right? Book 1 exists within the plane. Is that what he's talking about?
Remember, he's only got an angle.
Yeah.
When you're bringing parallels and perpendicular into it from just an angle.
But he's trying to tell Brian that lots of other things are flat. But he seems to be talking about things that exist within plane geometry. So he's talking about the plane. Thinks the plane's the flat, I think. But, I mean, it's hard work to get to have a chat with him. I know Nathan's never going to talk. And none of his guys can ever talk to him about it anyway. So nobody's ever going to talk about this. This is Flat Earth exclusive. You'd have to go and listen to one of Nathan's sermons if you want to hear anything about this. You could try asking a question, get banned, and then hear his reply as they slag you off about how little you knew about. I think maybe.
Yeah, we need a secret shopper to go tomorrow to 24/7 and ask about the product in the same way that Brian's asking about it, and just get a comparison on the sales pitch.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Anybody's willing to do that? We're banned. We're not allowed to go and do that.
I mean, they're doing lots of talk around triangles and the properties of triangles and adjacent such terminology, but in the end, they're going to say, well, it actually isn't a triangle. It doesn't obey any geometric functions that we understand. So perhaps he feels like he hasn't really got to justify it because it's kind of non-geometric geometry he's performing. Create a triangle and then say it has no properties.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Pretty much. Well, a triangle without the properties is just an angle. He hasn't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You need 3 angles. I'm sure most people know.
Yeah, one of them's required to be a right angle for a right angled triangle.
Yeah, so there's 90.
Yeah. And you've measured one angle, so you need the other angle. You can work that one out. But he doesn't have a 90. Like, he's only got one angle.
Yeah. He's got to try and figure the rest out. And all he's got is an imaginary line to a light in the sky and a flat Earth.
Yeah. That's Nathan Oakley, the guy that's never actually measured an angle in the first place.
What more does a man need? An angle and a flat Earth.
He must trust the guy that's told him this stuff, right? That's what you do admire, right? The amount of faith that Nathan Oakley has in the person that's told him this. Because Nathan's not done it himself. It takes somebody else to have told this to Nathan and convinced him of it. That person deserves credit. Because
it could have been more than one person.
Well, yeah, it could have been a massive group of them, a concerted effort, right? But whatever's happened, Nathan Oakley has taken on something that's obviously impossible to do and makes no sense to anyone who ever talks to him about it. That's impressive.
He needs to just learn some basic geometry. Start right at the beginning. That's what I'd say.
He can't, though. He can't. Nathan Oakley's put all of his chips in on this measured flat thing, hasn't he? All the way to the job centre.
He needs to understand about, the vertical weight of things. I mean,
Yeah, he's all in. He'd be better off selling double glazing, wouldn't he? Really?
Solar
His
panels.
mortgage would get met.
Solar panel
Yeah, solar
salesman in
panels.
the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
but the only thing is, you can only do them on a certain angle. Is that right?
I've got a whole team of ex-flat earthers to come and install it for you. They know all about the flat earth and horizontals and how to get your sunlight on your panels the best way.
We're gonna have to build an extension on 37 degrees.
South, mate? Yeah. Just any way away from north. Just point it in that direction. That's the best angle for the sun, mate. Any
Yeah,
way away from any direction. West,
angle.
south, anywhere.
Right, I'll play this a bit more, but Mike wants us to
It's
play
all
this
flat.
other video.
But specifically as part of the elevation angle measurement itself, it's a measurement in the vertical, just to appease you, from the horizontal.
It's a measurement in the vertical, just to appease Brian, even though it is a measurement in the vertical plane, because that's the angle.
Yeah.
He's never done it, but he's appeasing Brian because he's never
I'll let
done
you
it
have that
himself.
one. Love that. Yeah.
Plane that you're standing on.
But
He's
that's
standing
not
on.
appeasing me. I'm not. It's not that you appease me with that. That's just a fact. The elevation angle is a vertical measurement that gives you a horizontal distance between the observer and
No,
the
it doesn't.
GP.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you a distance. It just.
Oh. So there's Brian. Yeah. Is that Nathan should have took this, right? Because now we've got a conflict. Listen to what Brian says.
Angle is a vertical measurement that gives you a horizontal distance between the observer and
No,
the
it doesn't.
GP.
No, it doesn't.
So Brian says the angle gives you a horizontal distance. And Nathan says it doesn't. Because getting a horizontal distance from an angle would be doing something with an angle. And everybody knows you can do fuck all with an angle. And that includes getting a horizontal distance from an angle taken.
It doesn't give you a distance.
Doesn't.
It just gives you an angle.
Just an
It
angle.
does not. It just gives you. Okay,
Just an
60 is the
angle. Tell him,
elevation
Nathan.
angle. What's the distance?
Yeah, go on. Tell him, Nathan.
I have to,
you can do fuck
calculate
all
it.
with an angle.
You'd have to
right,
calculate
Brian?
it. Yeah, that's why we
I'd
keep
have to
telling you the
convert
distance is a
the degrees
calculation.
into
Oh, Nathan says, like, see, we say you can do fuck all with an angle, and Nathan says you can't get a measurement from it. You need to calculate it somehow. So now you can calculate, Nathan says, from an angle. That's probably why he said, like he thinks you can. Why he got so upset from us saying that you can do fuck all with an angle. Nathan seems to think now that you can calculate a distance from it. That's impressive.
2 minutes.
You're rumpusing me. Yeah, you'd have to calculate it.
Yeah, so you're not measuring it then. That's
Yeah,
the point.
the
You're claiming it's not a
distance.
measurement. You're claiming
Yes,
it's not a measurement.
the distance.
Along the adjacent.
The distance.
Yeah, but that's your flat part. I'm sorry, that's the flat part.
No, part of the angle
Yeah,
is.
it is. I'm sorry,
Just
Nathan.
get rumpused.
You're wrong.
Thank you. I don't need to be told I'm wrong when I'm replying. No, part of the angle measurement is a flat earth.
See, part again. Part of the angle measurement is a flat earth. That's ridiculous.
It is even more stupid that Earth is measured flat, because this is direct stupidity. So measuring Earth flat is more indirect stupidity, but this one is very much direct. So just pure nonsense.
Yeah, and Tony, Nathan Oakley not measuring an angle, right, and then claiming something that's nonsense doesn't make the Earth a globe either. It's dead weird, this sort of stuff. You have to make arguments for stuff, Tony. Don't get upset and caps lock your stuff. we say, we don't say it verbatim, right? It's not flat. We say it's not flat when people say it's measured flat. We say, but it's not flat. How can you measure it flat if it's not actually flat? So that makes even less sense for people to say that. But what we're going over here tonight is the geometric illiteracy of people like Nathan Oakley. Now, if Nathan Oakley wants to get upset, go and tell him. And he can get upset and we'll have a discussion about it. Dead easy. We can talk about these things, right? This is proof and how to actually measure things. Nathan Oakley hasn't got a triangle. He hasn't got his stuff. He doesn't know what he's talking about because he's never measured it.
As part of the measurement, it gives you a number with a degree attached to it. One of the lines goes to the star. One of the lines is a flat earth. That is what the angle measurement is. And part of it is a flat earth. It is.
No, part of an angle is not flat earth.
Should we read the? I'm here, by the way.
Yeah,
just been listening for a couple of minutes because we heard this earlier today. But should we go over just to make it clear what the actual geometrically literate definition of an angle is? Because Nathan seems to think that you have different names for the two legs or two lines of an angle.
Yeah.
But the actual definition of an angle is two straight lines, the inclination of two straight lines in relationship to one another. That's what it is.
Yeah,
but
so
Nathan's taken it upon himself to call one an imaginary line to a light in the sky and flat earth. That's his two lines.
Oh, this is Nathan and Brian having a laugh, according to Tony. As long as that's what you got out of it, Tony, that's good.
Kevin, that was exactly what I asked a minute ago. Said a minute. Almost verbatim, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's simple, right? I'm not surprised. I just came in, so I'm not surprised I missed you saying that, spot on. But it's
yep.
Right? I mean, it's pretty clear, right? When you have someone talking about an angle and they're describing the angle as one of the lines is an imaginary light to the sky, to the imaginary line to the light in the sky, and the other one is flat earth. The other line is flat earth.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you first of all, what do you make of that? Well, you could say, just like Bev said, that clearly Nathan is geometrically illiterate. Clearly. Second, with all due respect to the gent in the YouTube, no, Brian is not just having a laugh. Brian's distressed about this, clearly, because I'm sure that Brian's had discussions with other people about how measured flat isn't catching on in the flat Earth arena. I wonder why that is. Well, maybe it's because there are some people that might even consider themselves a little bit geometrically literate and think this is fucking ridiculous. What Nathan's saying. I think that's possibly what it is with Brian, but he's certainly not just having a laugh. Oh, they get along brilliantly at the end, as we'll see, because they have to, right? They have to make up, kissy face and make up, and it's all fine. Yeah, sure, say Earth is measured flat, but Brian's point is completely valid here, and Nathan is showing himself to be completely geometrically illiterate. Completely. But more to the point, since I'm here now, is like, what's the psychological advantage of Nathan pointing out this absolutely absurd line of reasoning, if you want to call it that?
It's not really reasoning, is it? You know,
certainly not. I had to use that word because I can't think of it. Like gibberish. What's the psychological reason? Does Nathan think that his audience is that stupid?
It's nonsensical rhetoric.
Yeah, for what purpose though? Like, is he trying to pull the wool over the eyes of all flat earthers,
or he's content with just his people? Right?
Like, yeah, you missed it. Maybe. Elder Bear had it. He's got a sales pitch. He's got to sell this and get other people to buy into it. And his PR department is saying it's not. We got to figure something different out.
Yeah, this ain't working. The tag. I like that, Elder Bear. I'm sorry, I missed
clutching his pearls. He's clutching his pearls.
I think also Brian's put out some videos recently, 2 or 3 videos, GPS and what have you, and he's had a lot of pushback, a lot of comments from Globers mainly, and I think some of this aspect of this Earth measured flat has come through on that. So I know Nathan's been saying, oh, he's done well and he's got all this globe interaction and they've got nothing and they're annoyed. But there's also a lot in the comments about the Earth being measured flat and can you explain yourself? And perhaps there's Brian's felt a bit of that pressure on him, to have to distance himself from it in some way.
I'd imagine so, and I don't blame Brian in the least for that. I'm just, as always, like, I'm curious as to the psychological reasons Nathan is pushing this, because he'll go on and on and on. Like we heard this earlier in the day. Nathan's not going to give this up, and eventually Brian capitulates. Sorry to spoiler alert, but I got to go in a little while. So I mean, that's what's going to happen, and everybody knows what's going to happen. But why Nathan's got to know, doesn't he, that he's geometrically illiterate here? No one thinks that an actual angle is one of the lines is the flat Earth, and the other line is an imaginary line to the light in the sky. Come on.
But one of the lines that he has is a slope.
Yeah.
The line that he has is measured flat as a slope.
Yeah.
But I was gonna just
say why, Buster. Say why though, for anybody who dares to listen. The dip correction.
Well,
because the angle that you're measuring, you haven't done the dip correction yet. So of course it's sloped.
I was gonna make a bet. This is like a side thing, but not to the point. But I was gonna make a bet that Brian comes to terms with whatever. But anyway, you spoil it.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I ruined that for anybody. I mean, you had to know it was going to happen. There's not going to be that kind of a fallout. Brian will, I'm sure, continue to think about this and probably will not agree with Nathan on using the term measured when it's not measured. It's clearly not measured.
Yeah, I think it's a level of challenge he won't go beyond because it's Nathan's show. If it was Brian's show, it would be different. But there's a line. Well, it's your show. You'll do what you want, and I don't have to agree with you. I mean, for all of Brian's stuff, I think he's quite serious about what he does. And he goes into it deeply, and he really believes is committed in the work that he does. Whether it's you can pick holes in it, whatever, and I don't think that he likes to feel that he's aligning himself with something that doesn't hold any water, literally, and reflects on him and the kind of detail that he likes to put into the work that he does. I don't think it reflects well on him. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't appreciate that, and rightly so. He wouldn't. It undermines his other work that he feels is much more serious than this hashtag. And he's being associated with it, whatever work he does, he's being associated with that. He does say some silly things, though.
That's why. Tony in the chat. We have locks on canals because it's not flat, Tony. If it were flat, we wouldn't need locks. That's part of your contradiction, I think, Tony. You're asking, where's the contradiction? Well, the contradiction is you thinking that we need locks on canals because it is flat.
But it is quite otherwise, so quite opposite.
Yeah.
This is logic of modern day people. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't get that reasoning where he thinks it's the actual comment to Mike is, Mike, it is flat. Water's made that way. Water's made flat.
Who made water?
Unless a ground elevation changes, that's why we have locks on canals.
That sounds utterly ridiculous.
It's nonsense, right?
So he's saying that it is flat because it is not flat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's flat Earth debate. And how do you get to that position? Like what happens to your little paracosm, your group of people that allow you to get to that position to say that's shit? That's ridiculous.
It's the schema. Don't forget about the schema, like them trying to make it coherent. That's the problem. That's where the paralogism comes in. When you have a schema, i.e., flat Earth, globe Earth, whatever, something you can't know as a whole, you've got a schema, and you're trying to make it coherent. I mean, God, there's going to be even worse problems to come.
Yeah, in other words, don't be surprised if you find yourself accepting a contradiction when you get into that position.
We've already done it, haven't you?
Worse than that, they've already done it. Worse than that, they're going to end up on the pathless path.
Yeah, sorry, Tony. We're not having a go at you, but this is something that your friends should have told you. And if you think we're having a go at you or whatever, like, we are definitely different. From what you say, it's obvious that it's not flat. The use of locks and elevation changes, that shows it's not flat. For some reason you think it is. Now, you come from a group of flat Earth debate people who I think you may have taken on a contradiction. Somebody's allowed you to take on that contradiction, and it's been praised and lauded within Nathan Oakley. Like, he's pushed it. And I don't know whether you've noticed, but over the last few months, we've been trying to tell people that, it's not going to be good. You can't reason any of this stuff that flat earthers are telling you. And, sorry to say it, but the earth isn't actually flat. We all know that. So, sorry, Tony, but, if Nathan Oakley sent you over or, and you're supporting Nathan Oakley, like Brian says, they're loyal to him. Just try and get your argument sorted.
Is still a measurement. It does and is in requirement of an Earth that's flat to be that measurement. It is a flat Earth measurement.
See, he's pushing it. It's like, that's dictatorish, right? He's on his pulpit now, and Brian's sort of part of the congregation, asking him, "Are you sure, Nathan?"
It's part of the definition of it.
No, you're using a flat plane to make a vertical measurement.
Yes, so we're using a flat Earth to make a measurement. It's a flat Earth measurement. Earth is being measured flat. It's Earth measured flat. There's nothing wrong with my phraseology.
Yeah, there is. That's what they're saying, Nathan. Come on.
It's not about phraseology. It is about logic. It's an illogical statement. So...
This is nonsense. Wittgenstein would even say this is nonsense.
Yeah.
Anything can happen underneath that line.
There is, in that instance, there is, because the Earth is not being measured flat at that point, because you're not measuring anything along a horizontal. Within your claim, you're only calculating the horizontal after you've made a vertical measurement.
I'm not measuring along the horizontal. I'm measuring an angle with the horizontal.
No, he's not. This is back to your point.
With the horizontal. No.
Yeah, this is back to your point, Buster.
He's not using a sextant to measure an angle, because Nathan Oakley's never measured the angle. But you do not use a horizontal to measure an angle.
It's a reference, like Brian was saying. It's
Yes.
just a reference. But his angle that he's taken, it's not horizontal. Yeah.
Well, he's never measured it, so what? How would he know?
Well, yeah, it doesn't even matter. He doesn't know it. Yeah, so okay, yeah.
He's never measured the thing that he thinks is a horizontal. Sorry, paper.
But he thinks he uses a horizontal to measure the angle with.
Yeah, but Brian is trying to say the same thing that Buster just said, which is you haven't even done the dip correction. So the thing that you think is horizontal, that bottom line is not, because it's sloped. So that's not even a horizontal.
It gets even worse than that, because earlier you might have missed it. It was calling it an adjacent, which is,
I know.
It's like Bev was saying, it's a, well, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It's one of the attributes of the triangle.
Yeah, well, yeah,
not
you can't have an adjacent without a right angle triangle, which he doesn't have that at that point. But he calls it an adjacent and a horizontal. It's neither of those. Neither of those two things.
Yeah, God, this is wrapped up in
Other than that, Nathan's got it right on. I mean,
yeah, his rhetoric.
You know what he means.
Yeah, colloquially, I mean, come on, dude. Like, there's some things that he would agree with pedantically with Brian, but you know, as a term, it works. It works. It's catchy.
It is catchy.
I'm being trying to be sarcastic as I can, paraphrasing Nathan's.
Well, there is loads of these things going around. I think Blood's put something that was going around on Facebook, about saying that it's catching on within the flat Earth community, this measured flat thing, which is like one of the fears, right? Like I say, I'm not against flat earthers. In fact, I consider this as an act of compassion to tell them that you can't make ridiculous claims just because somebody starts stating it. Like, don't start chanting it because your leader says it.
I would say it this way. You're not really against anybody. You're just against bad reasoning.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully that comes through. That's a better way of saying it. And this is bad reasoning, but on any account of anything.
Let me just shout out Jade.
Yeah, but you're playing.
Let me just do a shout out. 1 second. Shout out to Jade. Well done.
The point is, you're not saying that you're referencing a flat plane. You're not saying that you're using flat. It's not hashtag using flat. It's hashtag measured flat. So the statement means that there's a measurement of flat. That's how it sounds. That's how it comes across.
There is.
But what's the measurement of flat within the elevation angle in celestial navigation?
It's the horizontal plane the observer is standing on. It's part of the measurement.
No, you're not measuring that. That was your claim the other day.
Very specific. Yes, you are. It's part of the definition. You're just telling me no. It's part of the Blean definition. Yes, you are. It's an angle between the horizontal plane the observer is standing on and an imaginary line between you and the light in the sky.
Was Tony saying this was them joking together? I mean, that doesn't sound like Nathan's joking, does it?
No, Nathan's getting a little upset.
He's fixing to do his whole shtick with Brian that he does with everybody else on the show that doesn't agree with him.
I think he might be. He's got to control himself.
That is what you are measuring. It is a measurement. It is a flat Earth. It's part of the definition.
Well, Nathan would know if he'd ever measured an angle from a sextant, but he hasn't. So Nathan's never measured a thing. I think it's amazing how we can come across as this sort of expert when talking to anyone, really.
No, your statement is hashtag measured flat, not hashtag reference flat or hashtag using flat. Your statement is hashtag measured flat, and you're not making any horizontal measurement.
We're making an angle measurement. Part of the angle measurement is a flat Earth. I keep saying it over and over again.
See, part of the angle measurement is a flat Earth.
That
That's fantastic. That.
Yeah.
Flat Earth heroes. I mean, that's interesting. Where's the definition of that? Where?
Yeah, but that doesn't make the measurement that you're making. You stated the other day, right? You and John were very adamant that the only part of that whole process that's a measurement is the vertical angular measurement. That means there isn't a measurement along the adjacent within your claim.
You keep adding
Just used adjacent again, Brian, this time. Again.
this word. You keep adding in along, like along the adjacent. No, we're not measuring along.
Nathan used the adjacent.
The adjacent. We are measuring
again.
An angle with the adjacent.
Adjacent again. Making up for lost time.
The statement is hash.
Yeah, adjacent is only a side of a right angle triangle, and to point out that they only have an angle. An angle. Not a triangle.
Measured flat.
Yeah, it is. On screen now is an angle measurement. Yeah? This is what I'm talking about. Part of this measurement is this line. It's marked on this diagram as horizontal. It's part of the bleeding measurement. This is the earth, the ground, the horizontal plane of reference the observer is standing on. Part of the definition is the flat earth. That is the measure. It is a measurement of a flat earth.
No, this guy is above, so it is not. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Mike. Mike Jones says, reminder, Nathan's definition, frantic bunny ears, comes from some solar design company. Sustainable by design. I'll get that one in. And I'm not sponsored by Sustainable by Design, but if Sustainable by Design would like to sponsor Try Thinking, solar panel company, .com, I think.
It's a flat. I don't know how else I can phrase it. It's a flat Earth measurement because it's part of the angle.
Plane.
This line, horizontal, that's part of this measurement.
What you're claiming is that the adjacent is only calculated. The only actual part of the whole process of the measurement is what you and John claimed the other day is the angle.
Right, I don't know how much further we can go with this because it is pretty sad, and like you could watch it all today's stuff, and pretty much the same argument goes around and around, and eventually Brian has to agree with Nathan Oakley that it's okay for Nathan Oakley to use hashtag measured flat for an elevation angle, which is a bit flaky of Brian, because there are flat earthers out there that do believe this stuff. I know, obviously, because people like Tony come in and they want to defend it. Now, what did Mike say? We've got this video here.
Hey guys, welcome.
8 minutes this is. Flat Earth and Coffee. Has anyone ever heard of that? Does anybody know who that is?
I have no idea.
Okay. Let's get it on here. There you go. This is Understanding the 24-hour Antarctic Sun Argument Addendum from Flat Earth. It's only got 92 views 2 hours ago. I mean, that's not bad. He's done all right with that. 8 minutes. Understanding the 24-hour Antarctic Sun Argument. Oh, got another super chat, Mike Jones. Thank you very much again, Mike. I have officially caught up on the YouTube at 2 times speed. Once Brian capitulates and we're all thoroughly disgusted with him caving, please run the video I posted. It's at propos of the discussion at hand. What does that mean? I don't know. That's a fancy word, Mike. You must have gone to a posh school.
Apropos.
Apropos. I don't even. What does that even mean?
On to the thing.
It's
regarding
part of,
the thing.
it's related to it somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brain went straight to appropriate.
Yeah.
So it's. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It is
related.
Strictly from French, so this is French expression. So that's why it looks weird.
Yeah. Okay, so this is understanding the 24-hour Antarctic sun argument. Now, I'm hopefully in talks with the guy who's doing the final experiment, so might hopefully end up with a nice little interview with the guy who does that. So this is all research as part of that sort of stuff. So understanding the 24-hour Antarctic sun argument. I'm not aware of there being an argument. It would need a fair few provisos, and I think it relies on the fact that flat Earth have an east-west circle. I think that's at the heart of this argument myself, but I don't want to... There we go.
Welcome back to Flat Earth and Coffee. This is Bobby Thompson with an update to my last video, Understanding the 24-Hour Antarctic Sun Argument. So apparently I ruffled some feathers in the Flat Earth community. Several people came at me with the, bro, you know the lights in the sky have nothing to do with the shape of the Earth, right? Thank you for that. I'm sorry. Also had one guy say, hey man, you know it doesn't prove the Earth's a sphere, right? But I never said it did. I don't think I said that anywhere in the video. I never said it would prove the Earth is a sphere. So I just want to explain what
is the volume levels like? Are they pretty low?
Yeah. But it's him, I think. Just low recording.
Yeah.
I have to adjust my Discord volume level. But
this video's unlisted. And it's got 92 views from 2 hours ago. Where did we get this from? Ooh, we've got an unlisted video, guys. We'll be all right playing this.
What does it mean that it is unlisted?
It means that somebody must have got a link somewhere. The volume's turned all the way up. Like, I can't seem to get it. You can just hear it. I can't. I've got the volume turned all the way up on my YouTube, so it must just be recorded at a pretty low volume. Sorry, it's not me. He's got 6,400 subscribers, so he's doing well. Doing well.
What I was trying to relate with that video. I thought I made it clear in the beginning of the video that I was making this video because a subscriber asked, and I didn't know a video if I could send someone that really just simplified what the argument is. So I was trying to simplify the argument so someone that didn't have an understanding of the two cosmologies could understand the argument. That was the nature of it. And I may have inadvertently implied something. So I immediately got a bunch of feedback that was, crass and
feedback.
So I just wanted to say, first off, you do realize that stars in the sky absolutely do have a relationship to the flat Earth, right? So I hope, like,
did he just say that the stars in the sky absolutely do have a relationship to the flat Earth?
Yeah, he said it.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't realise that, but I mean, I guess this guy, who is he? Brian? Bobby? What was he called? Brian Thompson, is it? Something? Well,
like
there
me,
you go.
you're
If
a
he
Nathan
says
Oakley
so.
fan. I'm a huge Nathan Oakley fan. I love
Huge.
watching his channel. Just this week I was watching it, watching his debates, which I regularly do. And he said, and unless my mind's playing tricks on me, feel free to correct me. Nate, let Nathan correct me. But I'm pretty sure it was Nathan. If not, it was someone on his panel. I'm pretty sure it was Nathan that said, actually, the lights in the sky do play a role in the shape of the Earth. Without
That was Nathan Oakley confirmed. That Nathan, somebody else, does somebody else want to correct him? Because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's the one, Bobby Thompson. He's the one that's been watching Nathan. And Nathan Oakley said in one of his debates, it must have been the one that we missed.
Bobby's calling it a debate, so straight away it tells me
he's a huge fan.
All I need to know. Yeah, he's a huge fan, and Nathan debates, which we all know there aren't any debates. Yeah. Good start.
Those lights in the sky, you can't get elevation angles. Those people.
Like what? What? Let me do that again.
It's playing tricks on me. Feel free to correct me. Nate, let Nathan correct me. But I'm pretty sure it was Nathan. If not, it was someone on his panel. I'm pretty sure it was Nathan that said, actually, the lights in the sky do play a role in the shape of the Earth. Without those lights in the sky, you can't get elevation angles.
Oh, yes. And obviously, part of an elevation angle is a flat Earth. So the lights in the sky are necessary for being able to measure a flat Earth. Nathan Oakley?
Yeah, and this guy literally said that you cannot have elevation angle without a star.
Yeah.
So for me, it is just ridiculous. So you cannot, let's say, measure height of the tree using angles and trigonometry because it is not star in the sky. So you cannot.
No. I think the elevation angle connected to the flat Earth, right? Star in the sky is connected to the flat Earth by the elevation angle. That's how this whole thing connects itself. You need the lights in the sky to measure the elevation angle to prove the flat Earth. It's like a 3-in-1, like a holy trinity of flat Earth. Light in the sky, elevation angle, flat Earth. I can see where he's coming from. I must have missed that one. He might have been doing it in an after show or something. Members only content for Nathan Oakley and Bobby.
Those people saying we measured the Earth flat. That's a Nathan Oakley argument, which I study. Like I study that argument. Man, I'm believe me, I'm listening every night so I want to one day be as good as him at it.
He wants to be as good as Nathan Oakley at the measured flat argument.
Or maybe as good as him in cursing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's been studying the measured flat argument, I think.
And you wouldn't have those measurements without the lights in the sky. So if you're one of those, now maybe you're smarter than Nathan Oakley, could be, you might be. But Nathan Oakley seems to have a belief, and his panel says that we do need those lights in the sky to measure the Earth flat. Without.
Did he say Nathan Oakley seems to have a belief? Let me just go over that again.
I'm listening every night so I want to one day be as good as him at it. And you wouldn't have those measurements without the lights in the sky. So if you're one of those, now maybe you're smarter than Nathan Oakley, could be, you might be. But Nathan Oakley seems to have a belief, and his panel says that we do need those lights in the sky to measure the Earth flat. Without them, we couldn't. So
without the lights in the sky, you couldn't measure the Earth flat. You might have a point there. Wonder if Nathan's ever been asked that. If there's no lights in the sky, Could you measure the Earth flat?
No, according to him, it would be impossible for some reason. I don't know why, but okay.
He's got that from Nathan Oakley's panel as well. You know.
Yeah, because Nathan Oakley seems to have belief. This is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, sounds valid. Yeah,
So,
let's go.
To say it has no relation, I'd say you're wrong. I trust Nathan Oakley over you. I don't think you're smarter than Nathan Oakley. To me, he's a genius.
Genius. Okay.
Yeah, oh well. I mean, why would he trust you? Like his...
Yes, but this is classical appealing to authority. So he's saying that this is what he said. For me, Nathan Oakley is unchallenged authority. So therefore, your argument has to be wrong. You cannot argue with Nathan Oakley because he is my authority.
He's a genius.
Yeah, genius. Therefore, you have to be wrong. Yes, this is.
Nathan Oakley's a genius who seems to believe that the Earth is measured flat. So, I mean, why not trust him? I mean, how many people are there like this? I mean, this is a true flat Earth debate warrior. This. There could be loads of them. Hundreds, well, at least 100. They watch him regularly.
The sun has a relationship too, right? The sun has a very important role. The majority of flat earthers, the majority, this being the key, like let's talk about a few channels. The largest that I'm aware of is ODD TV, although he went quiet. 330,000 last I looked subs. He's always used an AE map and explained the seasons with the sun moving out. What about the next biggest one? I'm pretty sure it's Rob Skiba, 240,000 last I looked. That's the graphic I used, was from his channel. He was a proponent of the AE map and the sun moving in and out. I think next would probably be Jaren with Jarenism, 160K, I think. Dearth, over 100. Founded Earth Brothers, over 100. Many others. The majority, it's probably safe to say 99% of the community have put their, for lack of better terms, have put their faith in the AE map.
Faith? Again? It's a lot of belief and faith, isn't there? Putting in the AE map. Measuring lights in the sky? Are they on the AE map?
He has faith in AE map, and I think this AE map is measuring flat Earth. Maybe, I don't know.
Are there any lights in the sky on the AE map, though?
I don't think so. But you can draw some lights in the sky, but they wouldn't be on the sky. They would be on map. Slightly incoherent. Okay, let's listen, because this is very good.
It's making a compelling argument, right? He's understanding the Antarctic sun argument. So at some point there's going to be an argument to understand, hopefully.
Now, do we know it to be right? No. I think we all agree that we know the Earth is flat. We know that. We know it measures flat. We know that there's no such thing as the sky vacuum. You can't have pressure next to a 10 to the minus 17 torr vacuum. It's not going to happen. There's so many other arguments we could have. I know. I'm with you. I'm one of you. You understand that.
One of you? Who's you? He's never been over here. Is he talking to flat earthers, though? Is that what he's doing?
I think so, but maybe not, because he says that we know that the Earth is flat. So if we already know that the Earth is flat, so why bothering with argumentation? It doesn't matter if we already know.
I mean, maybe you could educate me on something. Maybe. I mean, I've only been doing this for 7 years or so, maybe 7 or 8 years. I'm only 15,000 hours in, roughly, guesstimate. I'm not saying I'm the smartest tool in the shed. I'm not, but I've heard every argument. And
which
the
24-hour
Antarctic sun, what I was trying to say, it breaks, is the mainstream model of flat Earth, and it would. If you confirmed, which I thought that was the nature of the video, was that if you could confirm a 24-hour Antarctic sun doing 360-degree circuits above your head. If you could confirm that, that would break the mainstream understanding of the flat Earth model. It would break it. I didn't say it would prove a sphere, and I don't believe that, and I never implied that. And I thought it
would break the flat Earth model. So that's another guy saying that, you know, these lights in the sky. I mean, this guy, final experiment guy, Will Duffy.
Yeah, but he still says that he wouldn't believe that the Earth is a sphere, even if he would witness a 24-hour Antarctic sun. So what's the point of doing this final experiment? I don't understand.
Like say, I think what the idea is, like these guys are saying, the flat Earth guys, it would break the flat Earth model. At least their understanding of the current flat Earth model with east-west circles around, because they're concentric around the north, aren't they? The east-west circles of the current day flat Earth model. I think. At least the ones that people have been talking about. Rob was talking about them. These guys have been talking about them. The Flat Earth Debate guys have been talking about them. Admittedly, not Nathan Oakley. He's not going to claim a circle. But all of the other guys are doing it. All of the ones that are making the maps and the models, they're all making circles around the north.
Yeah, he does claim concentric latitudes, doesn't he? So
yeah,
whether it's got a frilly edge or frilly end to it, it radiates from the center.
But
Brian's released an Antarctic.
Go on.
Yeah, sorry. Brian released an Antarctic video about the final experiment, and he said also that. Well, it seems as though he almost expected they would find a 24-hour sun there, but he said, it wouldn't prove the globe. But it was all aimed to be a character assassination of the flat earthers. And, he said, well, nobody knows what the sun is. So I don't know, whether there's two suns. He had a little nod to two suns. He said, if they did see a 24-hour sun, it just doesn't prove the globe, and it wouldn't stop them saying that the Earth was measured flat, or flat. He didn't say measured flat, probably. But he said it was more of a setup.
All Nathan needs is an elevation angle. He said that.
Yeah.
So anywhere you can measure an elevation angle, Nathan Oakley has intrinsically linked that to flat Earth. So Nathan Oakley really should go on this trip and just go there with a sextant and measure an elevation angle. That's all Nathan Oakley needs to do to prove his... what about a best place for Nathan Oakley to measure his first elevation angle? In the Antarctic. That would be worth, for his channel. That'd be great.
It was rude to back me into a corner with yes or no only. It's a simple question, right? Because it's not a simple question, is it? Lights in the sky do play a role with the shape of the Earth, don't they? They actually do, as does the sun. Because...
Do they?
If he thinks, but he is incoherent because he said that 24-hour sun in Antarctic for him wouldn't disprove that the Earth is not flat, but at the same time he's claiming that they have a role in proving that the Earth is flat. So for me it's just nonsense.
If it's a true dichotomy, so it sounds like this guy's thinking or trying to set up, I would say again probably another false dichotomy. But if it's a true dichotomy, if 24-hour sun in Antarctica than globe, then yeah.
Yeah, but if not
Yeah,
flat,
but wait.
It's got to be globe, right? If you've set up a
Well-
false dichotomy.
Yes, has to be.
Yeah, but wait. But if Nathan Oakley goes to Antarctica and measures an elevation angle for 24 hours to the sun,
Yeah.
therefore flat Earth.
24-hour flat Earth.
Everlasting. Well done, Mike. Everlasting false dichotomy.
Yeah.
I love it. No matter what happens. Win-win. Call that a win-win.
Yeah, stalemate at least. That would be the best you could get, isn't it? Stalemate.
Indeed.
Flat bottom, at least. You can trade with McTune and get a concession on a flat bottom. Doesn't prove it's not a sphere, but it's got a flat bottom at least.
But measuring an elevation angle would definitely intrinsically link to the flat Earth. I think Nathan, this is a win-win for Nathan. He can't. How can Nathan Oakley lose? Go to Antarctica, measuring an elevation angle in Antarctica. Nathan Oakley, flat Earth hero.
I'm willing to bet.
Who's willing to bet?
I'm just a betting guy. For everyone who had that to say, everybody, I'll bet if you ever had a conversation or a discussion and they said, I bet you, well, how do you explain seasons? I'll bet you whipped out the AE map and you showed them the sun moving in and out. Now, if you didn't do that, I apologize. But if you're
what? Who's he talking to?
I have no idea. I'm just losing connection with his, let's say, inferring. So I really don't understand what he is doing now, why he's talking about seasons, and what he's talking about seasons.
Oh yeah, why? For what purpose? Like, where did that come from? Him betting somebody's explaining seasons with an AE map. Like, I would never. In fact, I wouldn't even entertain a question about somebody to explain seasons. Like, well,
you're not a flat earther, though. I think he is talking to flat earthers.
Yeah. It'd be more like, well, this season's where all the leaves fall off the trees.
Yeah. This is one where it's really cold, usually, and potentially some snow.
And then there's a bit where everything starts to grow again. I wouldn't use an AE map. That'd be ridiculous.
one of the people who's using that argument, and you're coming at me going, it has no relation. Well, that's kind of hypocritical, right? Just come on my channel and puff out your chest. And
what?
I thought the nature was very honest. I was being very honest in what I was trying to present. And again, I am sorry. I thought it's clear. This is a flat Earth channel, and this is my real name, Bobby Thompson. That's me. Everyone from my high school and my Facebook, they all think I'm an idiot, right? I put myself out.
He's selling himself well, I think.
Yes, everybody thinks that I am an idiot. Okay, no problem.
He thinks Nathan Oakley's a genius. Do you reckon that's why they think he's an idiot?
I was just going to say, add me to the list.
For other reasons.
He thinks he's an idiot, yeah.
Wow. Nice one, Bobby.
There. All you people out there with like 6 digits behind your name, you're not putting yourself out there. I don't know what your channel is. What's your channel? Are you putting yourself out there, but you want to come challenge me?
Who? What?
At least come at it with some a little bit of respect, man. So what I was implying is that if you could somehow go to Antarctica and stand from a high vantage point and confirm, I think you'd know if you were fooled and taken to the Arctic. Well, it wouldn't even work. You couldn't take someone to the Arctic. The sun's in the Antarctic, and you're at a high vantage point. There's nothing obstructing the horizon in any direction, and you're watching the sun. Maybe it's already the Antarctic summer, but you get there and the sun's doing 360 degrees above your head, and you're convinced that's a sun. That thing is, it's so bright, it's so far away, you can tell. And no one in the southern hemisphere is seeing a second sun.
Imagine going there to the Antarctic and being convinced that that thing in the sky is a sun.
And I think you'd know if you'd been fooled.
Yeah, yeah. No matter how much of an idiot people think
I mean,
you are.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm starting to understand his argument. So, okay, if you go to Antarctica and you will see sun, so someone can object. Ha! It was not a sun. Gotcha.
Yeah, he was convinced it was a sun.
Or I like where he says, or no one else is seeing a second sun. How does he know?
Yeah.
You're going to call everybody in the southern hemisphere and ask them if they're seeing a second sun? What if
That's
they
what
don't have
Brian
phones?
said. Yeah, Brian said the second sun. I don't know where the root of that is, or whether this guy's been watching Brian's stuff as well. But that's what he said. Nobody's seen the sun. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody's been there. We don't know, whether there's a second sun. Whether this one that they're going to manufacture in the Antarctic is the second sun, or there is a second sun down there.
Yeah,
nobody ever
this
seen.
guy would know if it's a convincing sun or not. Like, surely you'd know as well.
How would you know?
That'd be a problem. And you don't see the sun that's still going over. No one's lost track of that sun. It hasn't vanished. You'd have to invoke magic for the sun not to be over Argentina now and over, New Zealand and Australia. You got a problem. You'd have two suns in the sky. And if you say, well, it doesn't prove the Earth is. I agree, it doesn't prove it's spherical, but it breaks the mainstream model. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. I compared the mainstream model, that is what I used, to the spherical model. Yeah.
Is he using the mainstream what? Mainstream model? The mainstream flat Earth model?
I think he was talking about so-called mainstream flat Earth model, but that would break mainstream flat Earth model. But I couldn't say that this flat Earth model is mainstream. But okay, whatever.
He must mean within the circles that he delves in, right? I've never heard Bobby, and he's been in this for 7 years, so obviously he doesn't bother coming to Discord, or I've never heard of him on YouTube.
He'd be a great guy to speak to, though.
Yeah, if Bobby wants to come and have a chat, let's get together. I want to have more
call to action.
Conversation. Yeah, call to action. If you would like to send Flat Earth and coffee,
tell him that Bev Tried Thinking sent you.
Yeah, just let him know that Bev would be interested in having a conversation. We do have on the level Discord, so if he fancies delving into the world of Discord.
Well, who's he had coffee with is my question.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a
whole other topic.
Yeah, it is a whole other topic for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go and have coffee with.
Yeah. Causes problems for the
what is his
mainstream
argument?
model. I would say it breaks the mainstream model.
I
think that's fair. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it does break the mainstream model. Again, if you're one of those people, I'll close in saying, if you're one of those people who has been out there legitimately saying, no, we don't have a map, like we don't know what it looks like. Like even I say it's just roughly, this is roughly what we believe it is, roughly. And we're not saying
they're also talking about wheeze, aren't they?
I mean, if I'm being openly honest, that is what I roughly believe in. I do believe, just like Dave sums it up, you have the Antarctic basin, right? You have Antarctica out there. I mean, that is the argument. So
what's the argument?
I don't know how I miscommunicated, or I didn't, I guess I just didn't expect.
No, you didn't
any backlash.
Like all the arguments, they have to be inferred.
I have to step up my game. I'll try to be perfect next time. I will leave no room for error.
Has somebody tried to correct him on something?
Clears everything up, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care.
Right, so he's done an amendment to a video and he's apologizing.
Well, there must have been a first video that he did.
Yeah.
We may want to go over that at some point, but he it sounds like he got a bunch of flack from a bunch of flat earthers. And
yeah, I think the Flat Earth Council have come on to him, and he's sort of
yeah,
saying, okay, yeah, I made a mistake. Now, I don't know whether that Flat Earth Council that's been telling him, you know, to fix his argument, I wonder whether they've talked to Nathan Oakley.
I don't know if they convinced him that he made a mistake. I think I heard he was holding his ground, and he's just saying, I'm trying to be honest, and he thinks there's a 24-hour Antarctic sun. I don't know that he's ever said that he's seen one. Maybe that's in his other video. Don't know.
Get this. I'll put it in the chat. Anybody does want to call to action, tell him, you know.
Yeah, ask him to come on over, have a chat. Be interesting.
We are after just chatting with anyone really within this. It's because it's interesting times at the minute. You know, these ideas that people have about certain things, arguments and whatnot. Flat talk roundtable. See, there's the problem. I'm not interested in talking about flat that much. I'm more interested in trying to work out what the arguments are. He didn't state any argument in that, did he?
No, she didn't even try to.
Because like what you'd have to do is you'd have to be able to say, if I can see the sun for a certain amount of time, then somehow I have the ability to relate that to the shape of something else.
Yes, that would be convoluted argument, because you need to make some corollary argument to that.
Yeah, but if flat earthers say that the sun goes around the north in concentric circles, east and west, i.e. east and west are concentric circles around the north, then this, what is claimed to be done, is impossible.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But it hasn't got anything to do with the shape of the Earth for me. So that would still not be argument for shape of the Earth, but it could disprove that the sun. It's just about the sun, what sun is doing. And,
yeah, I would see this as to say to the flat earthers. I mean, we have been pointing this out quite recently, that if you have east-west as a circle, then north, south, east and west cannot be perpendicular. And a consequence of east and west, north, south not being perpendicular is that if you go to the South Pole, you can't see the sun for 24 hours a day.
Yeah, that would be, yes, you can formulate argument.
It's still a ridiculous argument to make, isn't it, right? Because you're relying upon these different assumptions of models in order to disprove a model because of something that somebody can't prove in the first place. I think.
For me, it is not related to a model, but it is just about sun. But people are making this sun argument like it is about shape of the, in fact, not only Earth, but universe. So what universe is like. So they are making a general statement about cosmology from that path of the sun. For me, it is too much far-fetched. But okay, this is what people are doing with arguments. Because I think that people don't know really what argument is and what can you prove with argument.
Because there has to be a part within an argument where these facts or statements come together and there's a reasoning process that allows you to link a conclusion to these premises that occurred earlier. And I think that's the part that seems to be completely missing. The reasoning and the ability for people to be able to talk about that reasoning process. That's what we're missing. Not just the argument, but the ability to be able to relate the premises together, to be able to come to a conclusion.
Yes, and in addition to that, you have to, because if you are proving something with any argument, by the very fact that you are formulating that argument, you are also disproving the opposite. So you always have some kind of true dichotomy. But these both models are not in the same regard in true dichotomy. So I would say that the sun argument or path of the sun has nothing to do with the shape of the model. So even if you can, let's say, disprove 24-hour sun in Antarctic, it wouldn't prove flat Earth anyway. So because it is not true dichotomy. So, but people don't know that to prove and disprove you need dichotomy. That's how Aristotelian logic works. This is 0-1 logic. You need to reduce your argumentation into two positions, 0 or 1, yes or no. If you cannot do that, your argument, which is based on negation of something or stating impossibility, cannot work. Because proving by impossibility, you can prove something by impossibility only if you have true dichotomy. If you haven't got that, you cannot prove anything by negation. That's the problem. You need true dichotomy. If you have false dichotomy, this, and in regard of these two models, this is false dichotomy, so you cannot prove anything.
It's interesting, though, that there are people out there that actually think Nathan Oakley's a genius.
Yeah, this is the first time.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy is paid to do that. I don't know. Who knows?
If he's been in it 7 years.
But as society maybe decided that Nathan Oakley has to be claimed to be genius, like Einstein, let's say. Second Einstein. Okay. Flat Earth Einstein.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's definitely getting interesting, you know, this whole lights in the sky, making circles. I don't know. I don't know about how you could measure something flat. That's the one that got me. The lights in the sky, interesting. Measuring an elevation angle, I've done it. Wasn't that such a big deal? I didn't consider I measured the Earth flat. I wasn't aware of any of those definitions that Nathan Oakley's got that seem to prove those sort of things. In fact, I've been dealing with a proof of level being horizontal, and a lot of people have been using a definitional game to write off the proof, but you need to be able to state what is to be proved, and it's usually handy for you to use the definitions of things in order to identify the thing that is to be proved. At least you'd want to know that you have a common understanding of what it is that is to be proved. Nathan Oakley seems to just have a definition, but I've never seen this definition of an elevation angle that has a part of it being a flat Earth.
And it's even worse because he defined a line. In his babbling about flat Earth measurement, there he put definition of a line, because he said that this line is flat Earth. So for him, line somehow turns into flat Earth. So flat Earth is a line. So this is new definition of a line, because he said line is flat Earth. This is what he said. And saying that the thing is what it is definition. And he said that line is flat Earth. So he defined line. First time I've heard that kind of definition, that line is flat Earth. This is a surprise for me.
Yeah, it might be a colloquial usage of, I don't know, line or flat Earth. One of them. It'd have to be, wouldn't it?
I don't know, really. It's weird time. But you know, he's genius. So
Nathan Oakley's the genius.
Yeah, so he can define things as he wants. Yes.
The genius related to the guy who everybody thinks is an idiot. Self-confessed.
Yes.
So.
Yes, this is strange. So this guy is promoting himself as an idiot, and he is appealing to authority, to a genius, Nathan Oakley. So, okay, so this is new standard of flat Earth.
Yeah.
Yes. Good joke. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that is impressive when you think about the order of operations there. Because Nathan Oakley wouldn't have to be, you know, too much above. Because he wouldn't be able to comprehend. Do you reckon that's what it is? Because I always thought that of, you know, geniuses. There's a fine line between genius and madman. And would an idiot be able to tell the difference?
No. I think not.
I don't think anyone can tell the difference, right? That line is that thin that I don't think you could tell were you to come across somebody who was a true genius. They may appear like a complete and utter madman.
Yeah, that's why for me, labeling someone being genius, it's tricky, because normally we call geniuses people who have extraordinary skill in something. For example, people say that Mozart was a genius, but him being genius was proved by his action, not what he said, but what he wrote as musician and as a composer, and what he played as improviser. So you can say that, okay, he was genius because his performance was genius. But here we have situation that this guy rendering himself up being an idiot says that for him Nathan Oakley is a genius not because of doing something but of saying something. So in his view, Nathan Oakley is genius because of saying something. So for him, yes, for him saying that the Earth is measured flat is genius statement.
Yeah, to an idiot flat earther, it might be. It might just be. Can you see that thing in the live chat? I've just put in there.
Yeah.
Black and white picture. Can you see the circles? That goes for everyone. Look at that. Picture on screen right now. Can you see 16 circles?
No circle. I cannot see any circle here. Or I cannot recognize any circle here.
Okay, if I say this...
You gotta shift your eyeballs.
If I say this to you, the vertical lines in that picture are the circles. All the rest of the lines are just horizontals.
It's an optical illusion.
It's not an optical illusion. Well, I suppose it is. But it's just a perception thing of how you're... Because once you can see the circles, you can see the circles. And you can separate them. But it does take a while for you to be able to, I guess, shift the mind to be able to see the circles. The circles are just the vertical lines in the picture. We were doing it a little bit earlier and the guys needed them being numbered to be able to see them. Some of the guys, actually, not all. Final experiment. There you go. Keep that on there. So you can all have a go. It's in the Discord.
That was on a response to that guy's video who's just watching. An experiment said this video was one of the reasons I created the final experiment.
Oh, really? What, the original one from that guy?
Yeah, the one we just watched.
Yeah.
That one I just posted. It was 25 minutes ago. He responded to him. And in that, he said that he was, it was one of the reasons. Great videos. This is exactly why I created the final experiment. I don't know quite what he thought was the exactly why I created it and what was in there. That maybe it's just get the conversation going. Maybe. And he said somebody obviously asked him, who was going, and he said Jaron Campanella is probably going to say yes or no today. Dave Weiss already said no. Austin Whitsitt will be given the offer next if Jaron says no.
Yeah, so there's a hierarchy.
Yeah, I couldn't drop any links in there.
Dave Weiss said no. That was obviously number one. Jaron is becoming number two. Today, is it? Is it today? Later on?
Well, 25 minutes ago, he made that response.
No. I mean, Jaron. Like, he's Jaron. I know Jaron's just done another one about a fishing line test or something. But is it today that?
He said today that Jaron would decide.
Yeah, but Jaron and him are having a chat, aren't they? I think that's one of the things. I think it's been scheduled for perhaps tonight. and then after whatever Jaren says, that might be it, right? After Jaren says yes, that might be it.
Yeah,
Jaren's doing
it. Yeah, 30 minutes ago, so whenever that's happening.
Oh well, we might have to. I might have to stay up and watch that one because.
Yeah, couldn't drop any links in there, but
it'll be
reach
funny.
out to them both, see what would happen.
Well, have a look. I'll have a quick look now to see whether we can see if Jaren's going. Live later.
Yep. Scheduled for 5th of June at 11 o'clock tonight, 2300. 5 minutes, in fact.
Oh, in 5 minutes. Well, that might be a good chance for us to, if anybody wants to come in and watch this Jaren and the final experiment, you know where the place is to come and have a chat with people, a bit of a conversation while we're watching it. We will be watching it live in the Discord. If you want to come in and enjoy the watch party, or you want to watch it on your own, you can watch it on your own if you want. But if you would like a bit of conversation to listen to other people, come on in. Discord on the level. That sounds like an ideal place for us to end up here. And we'll get a Buster song on. Anyone? Anyone got anything? I'm trying to have a look, see what we have.
Come on, true level bitch.
True level
Come on,
bitch.
Buster,
Okay,
you
there you
choose.
go. True level bitch. 24, 23. True level bitch 23. I saw this on the other video the other day. Okay, thank you very much. Please come into Discord. Come and join this watch party. See whether Jaren's what he's gonna say to this guy, Will Duffy. Well, can we get the Jaren thing? Put the Jaren thing in the chat, but also put in the Discord. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back Friday, maybe Thursday, maybe some short videos or something. Who knows?
Hey, Buster, are you there? Have you got your guitar?
Yeah, I've got it right here. I've just been working on something new. It's a song about looking for the truth. Play for you guys.
What are you doing? Will you shelf level or not? And if I say yes, you're gonna provide that for me with that? Yes? See the bubble? I'm familiar with the bubble, Morty. I also dabble in precision, and if you think you can even approach it with your sad, naked caveman eyeball and a bubble of air, you're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry. You want to experience true level? Do you? Oh, that's in my mind for all to face. And it makes me angry. Choices will be made. You want to experience true level? Do you? You can choose to let your mind be free. Wow, it's so... Oh my God. Oh, Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch. I think that you're right. Exactly, it's level. Everybody knows that you're wrong. And it makes me angry. There are things wow, it's so... Oh my God. Oh, Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch. In the end, you're fine. We're all looking for the truth. Save it for YouTube. I'll keep looking for clues. Wow, it's so... Oh my God. Oh, Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch.
And that's my midpoint, 981. But look what I did here. And bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
Everything's crooked. Reality is poison. I want to go back. I hate this.
Using this bridge, computing the radius of the Earth
3 coplanar points in 3D would describe a circle.
You want to experience true level? Do you? True level, bitch. I'll keep looking for clues.
That's the thing, the vision is already being obfuscated by the spherical cap.
One of the humps. Radius of the Earth.
Well, you seem to be in charge of what I get to remember. Why? Good question.
And bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
Now we have R.
It has been directly measured.
Do you?
By Jesse Kozlowski.
You know, I got the idea from Belu. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, true level, bitch. I'll keep looking for clues. Yeah, true level, bitch. Yeah, true level, bitch. Oh my God. Oh Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch. True level, bitch.